Hello there. The stone we're going to use today is a Dan's Arkansas soft black combination stone. This is an absolutely beautiful stone. We're going to start on the soft Arkansas side. Stand by. The knife that we're going to sharpen is the marbles. I think this is the MR216. It's a faux tortoiseshell. I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's a small knife. I have an affinity for smaller knives. It has a sway back. Generally, most sway back traditionally were called Congress. Okay, but this is actually a Whitler. Traditionally, they would have the sway back of a Congress, but they would have more of a Stockman type pattern. They would have a standard, I would call that a drop point blade. They would also have a pin blade, if I can get it out. But what makes a Whitler different is that instead of like a sheep's foot blade or a spade blade or something like that, they have a coping blade, which is a woodworking style blade meant to whittle. So what I want to do is I want to sharpen this knife up. I've had it for a very long time and I've used it heavily. Well, this is one of the knives that will ride with me to church, that kind of deal, because it basically disappears in a suit pocket, that kind of thing. I want to put an edge back on it, but I want to use a specific technique. You might have seen a little bit on this channel, but I want to introduce you to it, and it's called the circle method. So we're going to get some oil, and we're going to put it on the stone. Then we're going to show you the stone because the stone is gorgeous. And don't you watch sharpening videos to see all the stones and the knives and all of that, right? So we're going to look at that stone. Gorgeous, right? Now the circle method is a method that it's the method I used when I first started sharpening knives. It works really well. I used it on a round stone that I had, but you can use it on one of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this knife here and I'm going to find the angle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make small circles. I'm going to lift when I come around this curve here. I'm going to lift my elbow. So I'm going to go. Just nice, sharp, small, tight circles. And what I'm doing is I'm working toward a burr. This stone is prepped fairly fine, so I actually might not get a burr. I might have to move to my Washita to get a burr off of this. Instead of being able to get a burr off of this stone, we will see the soft Arkansas is well capable of putting a burr on a knife. Yeah, it's going to do just fine. But you can prep a soft Arkansas so fine that it's difficult to do that with it. But I'm just going to use a bit of pressure to overcome any lack of abrasion that the preparation of this stone might cause. And I'm going to check. And I almost have a burr. I do. It's just it's really fine here, so I want to go just a little bit more because I want that burr a bit more defined. And I'm bringing that circle, I'm bringing it down with a circle, and then I'm bringing it back. I'm going to go down the stone. When I get to that, I'm going to lift it up, and then I'm just going to lower it back down on the stone the same way I raised it up when I lifted my elbow, right? So the burr is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this side, do the same thing. This is just a different way to sharpen. It's a really good way to sharpen, in my opinion. I used to, like I say, use this method all the time, and you can get a screaming sharp edge doing this. Of course, on a round stone, you just sit in one spot. And you can do that on a regular stone too. I can just choose a spot on the stone and do that. The problem with that is I want to wear my stone evenly, and so I don't do that. So now I have a burr. I'm going to go with light pressure, or actually pretty much no pressure. I'm just trying to keep the knife on the stone, and I'm going to do alternate. To worry that burr off of the edge of this knife. And the thing is screaming sharp on one side, but I still got a bit of a burr there. So we're going to continue. Okay, so I have a burr still on this side. So what I'm going to do I'm going to pull this way. This produces an absolutely screaming sharp blade. And I'm just trying to get that burr off as well as I can. A lot of times with this method, what will happen is you will sharpen till the burr, and the burr will fall off of the edge. And you'll see it laying on the stone. Sometimes it won't. Like right now, it's not wanting to. But there's no burr left on that knife. That edge, let me make sure, because I can, if I shave on one side and don't shave on the other, I know there's a burr left. There's no burr left on that. It's shaving on both sides. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go with no pressure. A nice easy stroke. All right. That is a screaming sharp blade. Lovely. I don't see any burr on the stone, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this over. Put a little bit of oil on it there. And I'm just going to no pressure. And I tend to refine the smaller knives a lot more than I do larger knives, simply because with a larger knife, that looked like a piece of wire, but I could feel it up under. I could still feel something up under. It's probably a piece of wire that I can't see. But anyway, with the larger blades, I'm going to use them in a more rough kind of way. With a blade like this, a small blade, I might do fine work with it. And I want the blade more refined. It's just something that it's a habit from a long time ago. Gorgeous. Oh yeah, that's lovely. And just to refine it just an inch more. Twenty strokes, that's all I need. Gorgeous, gorgeous edge. In the next video we will do, in consecutive videos, we will do the rest of these blades. Thanks for watching.